As the host of both No Frontiers and Operation Transformation, my final guest tonight pretty much knows it all when it comes to get up and go. Though these days she's been getting up and going just a wee bit earlier as the new presenter of Breakfast on Q102. She is back on her screens with a brilliant new documentary on the weight loss drugs taken by Oprah Winfrey, Robbie Williams and Sharon Osbourne that are about to change the face of weight loss here in Ireland. Would you please welcome Kathryn Thomas. Welcome to late night television as the host of Breakfast Radio. Congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you.
How's
Thank
that going?
you. Yes, it's good. It's good. I'm normally in bed about 4 hours at this point.
Yes.
But yeah, it's brilliant. We are having so much fun. And like the difference, I've done a lot of afternoon radio, but the difference with Breakfast is it's bang, it's in, you're there, it's alive. And so we wanted to create a show which was bright and energetic. So you kind of have to get out of the bed with that mindset as well, you know what I mean? So
which isn't easy.
It isn't easy. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Wow.
One who is walking the floors at the moment. So
yeah,
it's a bit of a juggle, but it's
juggle
great
is
fun.
real.
The juggle is real.
And then normally at this time of year you would be meeting the leaders for Operation Transformation.
Yes.
Are you missing that in your life?
You know, well, we would have just actually wrapped, but I absolutely, like, once the start of January kicked in, I was just getting, like, I'm not even joking, hundreds of messages, DMs, just from people going, missed the show, and I knew that that was going to be the case. So actually what we did, so it was the first time in 14 years that I wasn't working over Christmas and New Year, so we just took the kids off to Morocco, and while everyone else was like, New Year, new me, I was like lashing the cocktails in and eating me body weight in hummus. And, you know.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, it was good, it was good. But, like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it. You know, I just think the show, you can't work on something like that for as long as I did and, you know, kind of create the relationships and meet all of those amazing leaders and not miss it. You know, it was a big part of my life and it was a big legacy, you know.
The conversation around obesity has changed a lot in recent times. You have made this brilliant two-part documentary. Tell us a wee bit about it.
Well, Paddy, if you told me that the next TV project that I would do would have anything to do with weight, I would have said, you are absolutely cracked. But it was just too big. Like, I'd been reading about these GLP-1 medications for the last 2 years. And a friend of mine who is a doctor, she works out in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And it was the end of 2023. And we were on the phone and she was like, Kathryn, the Middle East is shrinking. Everybody is on this medication. Everybody's taking it. It is insane. You get it over the pharmacy. They're having Ozempic parties. And so this was all kind of bubbling. The celebrity, the whole Hollywood thing was kicking off. And there was, I suppose, 3 reasons why I wanted to make it. One was because we know so much about obesity has changed, our understanding of it, and I suppose I wanted to learn more as to why diet and exercise for some people is not enough. People can lose weight, people living with obesity can lose weight, but it's really hard to keep it off. And I wanted to learn the kind of the physiology and the science behind that and what our new learning was, you know. So that was number 1. And number 2, honestly, my social circle, not all my girlfriends, but a lot of them were just taking it last summer to lose half a stone. They were going to a wedding or they, you know, just wanted to lose a bit of weight for the summer. And I was just like, this is just becoming so normal. You know what I mean? So it was just becoming sort of, everywhere I looked, people were on it. People who didn't meet the criteria. And sorry, lastly, the other reason I wanted to do it was because there are children as young as 12 in America being injected with this medication, okay? And it is valid for the treatment of obesity, but I was kind of like, as the mother of 2 girls, going, how have we gotten to this point that we now have to inject ourselves because the food environment that we live in is so toxic and so addictive? And it's just kind of like, how have we got here? And is there anything that we can do is there anywhere in the world that's doing it differently that we can kind of look to, you know?
You're talking about your kids, you're talking about kids in America. I know this topic is a personal one for you as well.
Yeah. Well, I was quite overweight as a kid. And so I remember the name calling and the stigma and the shame. And I talk about it quite openly in the documentary. And there was one incident that I recall, and it was, I was very young and we were in the classroom and the teacher lined all the children up around the wall, and to help us learn our Irish, he was pointing out, that boy is the fastest boy in the class, that boy is the cleverest boy in the class, and Tá Kathryn on Colleen is Rauras a Shomra. Arish, everybody, Tá Kathryn on Colleen is Rauras a Shomra. So, and this was kind of something that was done a couple of times throughout the year.
This just sounds crazy.
But Paddy, I was kind of lucky in that I found sport. I found a love of sport. And in my teenage years, I lost weight. But I know children who went through that classroom under that teacher, and the impact that that had on them was a lifelong impact. You know what I mean? So
you're talking about that lifelong impact. These drugs are now available here. They're going to have a huge lifelong impact on a lot of people. How do you think the landscape is going to change?
I think, I thought coming into this that I would have a clear answer by the end of it, but it is so divisive, and I think it will change for the better for some people. I think for people living with obesity, people that I met, these drugs are life-changing. People who've struggled for so long now have something that can help them. And I've seen it firsthand in the documentary with Paddy and Bernie and Gary, how these drugs have really helped them. But I've also seen how the lack of regulation, how the lack of understanding, like these are medications that have to be taken for life. So you can't just take these drugs to lose a half a stone for the summer and like all that happens is you put the weight back on again. So used in the wrong way, it's nothing worse than a yo-yo diet. You know what I mean?
And there's kind of this celebrity sort of glamorization of it as well. There's so many celebs saying, hey, look at me, and, you know, this is how I've changed, and it's due to these drugs.
And you've got to look at what is being shown on social media. And I think it's, you know, for my worry is, right, I was able to sit at my kitchen table. I was able to open my laptop, go onto an Irish website. I put in all my wrong information, so I put in my wrong weight, my wrong height. I used the producer's blood pressure photograph, stuck that in. I wasn't asked for ID. I wasn't asked for a phone consultation. And prescribed by an Irish doctor, within 2 hours, I had a prescription for the medication. And within 48 hours, I had it delivered to my door, and I had a month's supply in my fridge. Now, my issue with that is I could be a 15-year-old girl with my mother's credit card and an eating disorder. And this is the danger without the proper regulation in place. And this is the danger of it just being, oh, you know, take it for a bit of weight loss. You know, it is dangerous used in the wrong hands and not prescribed by the right people.